Hello, my beautiful babies. I love and miss you all. It's Mama Bear. I hope you are all well and that your loved ones are. We are a city that congregates, that loves to be together, and this is tough, but we're also strong and resilient, and we'll get through this. And I am giving you my virtual hug. Spread kindness, not virus. That is my new motto. Notice light and shadow, natural and indoors, daylight and nighttime. We've got this beautiful day today. Even at night, there is color. The world does not suddenly turn black, white, and gray. So I've had to rethink the test. What I'd like you to do, using vocabulary from at least two of the lectures: drawing, painting, printmaking, photography, sculpture, site-specific, trompe l'oeil, architecture, craft, and design. That is what we've covered. I have the ones that we did not do on class on YouTube. If you still have not gotten them, please text me as soon as possible. Write a one-page paper on 1 to 2 things relating to 2 of these subjects using 5 to 10 vocabulary words in the paper. Use your current surroundings as a subject, like we have a choice. It could be hanging on the wall in your home. It could be the clothes you wear, the building you live in, or one you can see from where you are, the furniture you sit on, the plates you eat off of, jewelry, a picture frame, a vase. You are surrounded by art. I promise there are at least 2 of the above things around you right now. Really look and choose things that have meaning to you. I want you to write from the heart. I want you to still have the passion that I tell you every day to have. Please text me a picture or email a picture of the paper. It can be handwritten, but please put your first and last name on the top of that thing where I can see it. Please, because this is the test. This is not just a test. This is the test. So, one-page paper on something using 2 of the above subjects. I'm going to go over the vocabulary now. Drawing can be a finished work of art or a sketch. I'm going to show you examples of all of these, okay, guys? The liquid versus dry media. Ink in your pen is liquid. When you add water to that ink, it is called a wash. Photorealism or hyperrealism, it looks like a photo, but is actually a drawing or painting. Da Vinci was the artist at the first time people came to see drawing as a work of art, whereas usually they were just preparations for a painting. Charcoal, black, compressed, burnt hardwood drawing material. Mixed media means 2 or more mediums. Silver point, drawing with metal, tarnishes with age, thin lines cannot erase. Painting. Oil paint was invented in Northern Europe. Fresco, pigment mixed with plaster, dries into the wall or ceiling. Encaustic, a very, very old way of painting where you mix the pigment with wax. We talked about these in class. Acrylic is pigment mixed with plaster. Watercolor, transparent, white as the paper. Giornata means day's work, amount of plaster prep for fresco for 1 day. And collage, cutting out and layering or pasting to create. Printmaking, relief, ink on top. Intaglio, ink in incised lines. It's in there. Photography, dodging and burning, darkroom techniques to control shadow and light. Sculpture, we're going to just basically 2 versions. You're either taking away, subtracting to create, or you're adding to create. Basic, simple, easy. Site specific. What? What is all this? Land, environmental art is usually made with materials native to the area. Ephemeral is temporary or fleeting. I will show you examples of all of these, guys, okay? Oh, I miss y'all so much. Public art is free and usually outside. We've covered that. Monuments to remember a person, event, etc. Installation art. It's usually labor intensive, taking up space in the room or surrounding the viewer, and it usually goes up and comes back down. Site specific, made for that space or place. And trompe l'oeil, to trick or fool the eye. Please, again, contact me, guys, if you have any questions or need anything. Just text me. You know I suck at email. I am trying to get this up on Moodle or whatever I'm supposed to be doing, but for right now, this is where I'm at. I just did this, didn't I? Craft, ceramic. We've got something ceramic in our house, whether it's a plate, a vase. If it's not glass and it breaks, it's probably made out of ceramic, which used to be some kind of clay. Salt cellar was used for salt. And if you had salt back in the day, you was rich, bitch. All right. Design, graphic design, made to sell you something. Typography, study of fonts and lettering. Art Deco, chrome, geometric, straight lines, skyscrapers. Art Nouveau, long, flowing hair, curves, decorative. If you get time, I really, really want you, if you got time, to Google image and zoom in on Fred Tomaselli's collages, because they're freaking cray. Those are the ones I told you the dude had like the pills and stuff in there, okay? All right, so here's our examples. Drawing is a finished work of art. Here's the Mississippi Delta Blues Festival poster from Gary Kelly. Drawing is a sketch. Da Vinci's study for a sleeve. He drew it over and over and over again before he committed it to paint. Here is ink with a wash. You see those kind of brownish areas? Those, you add water to the ink and it drug it and made a wash. This is a drawing with pencil. It is photorealism. It looks like a photograph. It's a drawing. Charcoal, we can see she could use it to make thin or thick lines. It's black because it's burnt wood. Silver point. He took silver and drew this. You cannot erase, you cannot make thicker or thinner lines. You have to really know what you're doing. All right. Lowell's Whispers from the Walls. He recreated a one-room house. Those are real objects that he put in there. The chest, the bed, the rug. He made this whole room in a gallery. And then he found old photographs and he drew with charcoal on the walls. So it is sculpture and drawing and an installation. So it's mixed media. Oil paint invented in Northern Europe. Look at the lady. Northern Europe. Fresco, the toe, the toe, the toe. Remember? Look at that box and that toe. And I remember I showed you that over and over drawing Michelangelo did to get that toe just right in the Libyan Sibyl. This is in the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It's not gone anywhere unless you cut out the ceiling and you're going to piss off the Pope. Don't make Papa mad. So he prepped the wall and he took pigment, he added it to plaster, and it dried in the wall. Here, Giornata, day's work, you can see those separations, those lines like in the sky. That's where he was prepping the pieces of wall to do the day's work. Now, this is 200 years before Michelangelo, so they were just learning. Watercolor. Remember I talked about having the little thing with the circles with the different colors and you added water to it and you painted? That was watercolor. So here, the white is the paper. He masked off the white. If you can look closely, I don't know what you're looking this on, but if you look at like the leaves, you can see the brush marks where he tried to go back in. You can't go back. It's transparent. Yeah, if you make a mistake, that's it. This is encaustic pigment and wax. This is super, super like 2,000, 3,000 years old. Here's Fred Tomaselli. I'm telling you, Google image him, zoom in, because it's all cut out little pieces of stuff, collage that he pasted on there. It's just freaking unbelievable. And this is about 6 or 8 feet tall. I don't know. I got to see it in person and I was like, whoa, what? All right. On printmaking, relief, the ink on top, like a rubber stamp. Intaglio, the ink's in there. Photography, dodging and burning, a darkroom technique. So here he did less exposure down at the bottom to make it lighter and more exposure at the top to make it darker. He dodged and burned. Here is one of Michelangelo's captives, reductive sculpture. He hammers and chisels away to create, so he subtracts to make. Louise Nevelson would go collect items, put them all together, and paint them all black so they'd be cohesive. But she added, she kept finding stuff, she assembled and added until it made it. Site specific. This is a bloody border crossing between Mexico and the United States. Ana Mendita put her body in the landscape, and the red signifies blood. As you can see, the tide's going to come in and wash it away, and it'll be gone, but she made it for this place specifically. Land art or earthwork. This is the spiral jetty in the Great Salt Lake. So it appears and reappears just depending on the water or drought, but it's been there since the 70s. What? Ephemeral, temporary, fleeting. This is fireworks. It was 15 seconds long. It was the rainbow, a sign of hope that we all need to hang on to right now. And this was to mark the moving of the museum from one side of the river to the other. But it's fireworks. It's 15 seconds. That's it. The only thing that lasts is the picture. Monument. Oklahoma City field of empty chairs to remember a place, person, thing, event. Suspension bridge. All those cables, you need them. Yeah, this is an old picture. I don't care. I like it because it helps us remember. Right now, we have people that are frontline workers, and they are doctors and nurses and grocery store workers and delivery people. And if you're one of them, thank you. If not, thank somebody for being there, for working, for doing. We're all in this together. We're all going to get through it together. Be thankful and grateful. Keystone, the top and most important stone in an arch. If you don't have that, you just have a pile of bricks. Flying buttresses, external support on Gothic churches. We don't really have this here. Unless you're right now in France and looking at Notre Dame, you know. The pointed arch is Gothic. End of story. The Latin cross plan. The T, like is in Latin, it's a T, it's a cross, it's a crucifix. The Greek architectural orders, Doric, Ionic, Corinthian. We still use these this day. The ziggurat is a stepped pyramid. The facade is a face of a building. This one was decorated, but none of the other sides were. It's very common. Trompe l'oeil, a jeweler trick the eye. We have this all over the city where we have fake doors or windows painted, like especially on portraits. No, don't go look right now. But that whole wall is painted. There's no window. There's no real cat. None of that is real. The bricks, everything, it's all painted. I call this like Muppet murder. I don't know what happened, but it's an installation. It's not permanent. It is all stuck up in there. And you got to like walk around this thing and hope it doesn't attack you, I guess. Typography is the study of type and font. Graphic design, created to sell you a product. I know. When the iPod came out, everybody had to have it. Now y'all like, what's an iPod? It's your phone. All right. Art Deco. The Chrysler Building in New York City is a great example of that. Chrome skyscraper, geometric straight lines. If you like, the triangles and stuff. If you look at those kind of orangey red things, those are the people that get to clean this building all the time. I don't want that job. Art Nouveau, flowing, curvy, organic, all this like lines and I just love this stairwell. Okay. That chocolate mousse, now the bottom's glass. The chocolate mousse looks ooey gooey, sticky, icky chocolate, but it's ceramic. You drop it on the floor, it breaks. It's cold, it's hard. It's ceramic. It's also trompe l'oeil. Ah. Salsella. You put your salt in there. Now, maybe if you're Scarface, you put your cocaine in there. But for right now, we're going to just say, look, you used to have salt. You was rich. Put salt in there. On the test. This is the test. 1-page handwritten paper using vocabulary from at least 2 of those subjects. Take a picture and text it to me. Please make sure your first and last name are on it. Love you guys. Please stay safe. And don't infect anybody. And now's the time to get oral history from family members, whether it's via the phone or from a very safe distance, and write those stories down. If you've got anybody that is anything like a grandparent in your life, they will forever stick with you and watch over you. So if it's an aunt, if it's a neighbor, listen to the stories and remember them. I love y'all. I miss y'all so much. Okay, take care. And oh, by the way, this is due in 1 week. So that is next Thursday. You got 1 week to walk around your house and write me a 1-page paper. Okay? Thanks.